Welcome to Think Alive. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
Welcome back, everyone. As those of you that watch a lot will know that we try and make as much stuff as we can from as much recycled and scrap as we can. And today I want to try and make a log splitter. We get loads of wood. Here's a typical log. We use it for heating. These burn absolutely fantastic, but it does get really hot. So we split the logs down to make smaller pieces. You can have a more manageable, more controlled fire. Burn less wood, it doesn't get too hot, it's much easier to control the temperature. But this stuff, some of the wood's really easy to split, but this stuff, which is super hard, hot, long burning, Enthena, which is home oak, is desperate to split, and it's killing me basically, splitting them up every day, or trying to split them up every day. So I've decided I want to try and make a log splitter to split my logs, to help me, to make my life easier. And the scrap that I want to make it from, I've got this, which is a piece of 90 by 90 10mm thick angle. I thought that would be perfect as my standard log, kind of sit in it a bit like that. I'm making this up as I go along, by the way. I've got no idea, I've got no plans. And I've got this, which is an offcut from when I made the wood burners. The top and the bottom that I cut out of this piece of plate. I thought I might be able to trim these off the other way up and make some legs for that to sit on, sort of, for the basic construction. And I've got a set of ramps for the fixing the car that you drive them up and then you can jack them up. So I've got a couple of 2-ton jacks that I thought I might be able to use. I don't know if these will be strong enough or not, so I want to try and knock something up where I can try this and but be able to remove it for when I want to use my ramps, if that makes sense, and see if it works. It doesn't work right. Cool. So, what to do first thing, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to cut these to make a base for me thing to stand on. Right, so I think I've had a better idea. I'll borrow the jack out, just taking the jack out of the press. That's a 12-ton jack. Put my angle across there, stick my ends on there. The jack can go on there. The log can go. I need to devise a way of making the thing. And I've got this little splitting wedge which I might be able to use as well. And just jack it up, and that should do it. I'm going to need some way of stopping the log from moving, some way of stopping that from springing out, but in principle I think that's going to work. So I'm going to weld these two ends on it, and that'll be the starting point. Excellent. Move him out of the way. Let's do it. Well, I've got them exactly where I want them. I'm just going to tack them first and then weld them fully, extra fully, because they're going to have a lot of pressure on them. Right, so what have I learned already? It doesn't take long. Bottle jacks don't work in a horizontal position unless the valve bit is at the bottom. In this case, it's not possible to do that, but it does actually work perfectly fine on an angle like that, which is great because it makes it even easier to load logs and to push the jack back when you've done your whatever you're doing with it. I'm looking at putting some extension springs on to pull it back, but that's going to be in the future. For now, I just want to get it going so I can split some of my logs up without too much pain. So what's next? It's certainly going to be a sturdy thing. So next, obviously, I need somewhere clamping the bottle in place to stop it wanting to ping out when it's got 12 tonne of pressure on it. And I've got, this is a splitting wedge that I use, works very well. I somehow need to fix that up this end, and I think I want to put, crudely, some angle either side of it to make the wedge get wider quicker as it gets further up, which will force the logs open. In theory, it kind of works manually with a lump hammer and the thing. So that's my theory. I think the next thing I'm going to do is see if I can get this wedge fixed somewhere up here, somewhere like that. I think what I'm going to try and do, you can see that at all, try and turn it towards the light, is weld that like that. So I've got a good sharp cutting edge and then my wedge widens out. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to weld this chunky thing to that because it's pretty thick, but a couple of passes and a good amperage should do it. So I'll give it a go. I think what I'm going to do first, I'm going to try and put some heat into this big wedge. Might make it a bit easier to get some better penetration on it. So in principle, there we go, this is super hot, I can barely hold it, I might have to get my better gloves on. Not the best welding in the world, but it seems to have held. What I'm going to do now is put it down and then trim off these extra bits now, make it into a wedge shape. But it's very hot, so I'll leave it a minute. Right, oh, there we go. I think that is a veritable weapon of war. Just wants a bit more welding on it now, cleaning up to finish it off, and we'll see about getting it fitted into the device. Right on, so I've just welded a flat piece underneath. I've tacked him in place. That's kind of where it wants to be. That looks pretty alright to me, I think. So I'm just going to weld it up fully now, try and get something down the bottom there. But at the moment, even with the tacks in, it seems pretty solid. So I'll get that done next. Right, so it's all welded together. This is it's hard to make out on there, I think. But this is the splitting bit here. Don't know how we're going to get on with these bits. Might have to trim these back later. We'll have to put it into testing. Easy to drop the log in. I just need to make a little bracket now, just to hold that jack, to lock that jack in place. I think I'm just going to use 2 bits of flat with 2 bits of threaded rod through and just lock it down. Yeah, so we'll see what we can do with that. We might have to improve on some of these things as time goes on, but that's all we can do for now. So these should hopefully hold the jack in place. It's not actually the final jack. This is the one out of my press. I'm just using it to test it. But when I get another one, that's either going to be 10 or 12 tonne the same. I shall might even weld the jack in situ. Tighten these down a bit. I expect they're going to bend, but it's only for testing purposes. Right. Give them a nip up. Right, so I've got my jack kind of mounted. I probably need to do a better job than that on it. So when I get the jack I'm going to use, I'm probably going to weld it in place and probably make a plate for the end as well, and some different packers for different lengths of logs, or make some kind of sliding thing. I don't know yet, but let's give it a whirl, see if it'll split a log. There we got a pretty standard log. Stick him in there. Pretty standard, don't know which way to do it. Try him that way. No little packer there, stick him underneath. And see what happens. Making the right noises. It's actually splitting my packer. I'll look at a better way of doing them then. Go in. They seem to be working anyway. These are some tough old logs they are. Splitting it by hand is damn hard work. There we go, it's just gone. All at once. And there's a wide bit. So force it open now. I think we're at the top of the jack. Well, in principle it works. Probably needs a few tweaks. We can get the jack down now. A plate with return springs would be quite a cool thing. Stick a better packer in. And a faster acting jack would definitely be here. There we go. I reckon that's in. fantastic. Right, we'll split them again and I'm going to take it outside actually so I don't make too much mess on the workshop. Well, fab. It's working alright. And once you've split them, of course, they should be pretty easy to split again. There he goes. I'm guessing that's gone because there's no resistance. Well, it might not be the quickest in the world, but there's certainly no resistance. I will get used to it. There we go. So the end seam is really hard stuff, but I'm going to try it on a piece of olive. I won't get one. Kind of made light work of that. Do it by hand. Excellent. Well, it works. Needs a bit of tweaking, a bit of fine tuning. Some of the awkward ones take a bit of doing. But in principle, let's try this one, try it this way. There it goes again. There's a funny grain olive, but they'll be fine. One more for good luck. I'm actually considering getting one of those air jacks, or even an electric one perhaps. Don't know at the minute. I'm pretty happy with it. I need to secure the top end as well. There we go, it's gone already. it's pretty light work of them. I might split that one again actually. And weld this handle in there as well. Here it goes. Well, there we go. It works, fantastic. Excuse me. A lot easier than trying to do them by hand. We used to have to use an axe and the splitter and the lump hammer. Big axe just bounces off these things, they're that hard. But it's just split up a couple tricky ones with big knots in them that I'll never be able to do with the axe. So yes, the structure's up to the job. It's had full load on it, 12 tons. That's not breaking, which is good. I need to look at a jack, a better way of doing that, a faster jack, or maybe what I said, one over air or over electric with a self-retract mechanism. But other than that, it's fundamentally what a load of effort saved, and it's so much easier now to split it up, and not so much quicker maybe, but certainly a lot easier.
Marvellous.
There we go, fantastic, very happy with that. Hello Tabby Cat, you're going to check it out. Total cost for that, 16 quid for the wedge, and for the 10 ton jack is 28 euros. So what's that? 44 euros in total, depending on the kind. I might go for a more upmarket jack. The rest was all scrap that was lying about, useless bits really. So there, so thank you so much for watching. Hope I've helped inspire you maybe to make something like this yourself, and thanks to all our subscribers, thanks to everyone that supports us, a beer as always, and our Patreons of course, and we'll see you on the next one.